Well, as you can see over my shoulder, these guys are getting much, much bigger, and it's not going to be long before they're going to need to be moved out of this brooder, out to the outside chicken tractor. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to build us a chicken tractor. All right, so this is going to be a pretty simple build. It's not going to be that complicated. I'm going to make this chicken tractor. There we go. That's what we're making. Probably about 8 foot long by 5 foot wide. That's about 40 square feet, if my math is right. And Cornish cross need about 1.5 foot per bird square foot living space. Now this is a tractor, so it's going to be moved around quite a bit, so you can kind of pack them a little bit more densely if you need to. But you know, this gives them plenty of room. It's only going to be 24 birds. We lost one, so this would hold 25 birds pretty easily. You know, in 1.5 foot square space per bird. That's what, 25 plus what's that? 27, 28. Wait, no, 38, sorry, we have 38 square feet roughly, and we're gonna have about 40 square feet in there. So this is gonna be plenty big enough. Now I'm gonna be building this out of 2x2s, and what I did is I just went ahead and ripped a bunch of 2x4s down to 2x2s, ripped them in half basically, because 2x4s were about $3 a board, 2x2s were like $3. They were actually more expensive than the 2x4s. So I bought 2x4s instead, ripped them down to 2x2s. So I've got a couple of 8 foot ones sitting out here. I need to cut a couple more and cut them down to, well, I got to measure and figure out what that size is, and then we'll start putting this thing together. All right, so went ahead and cut all the cross pieces. Well, probably not all the cross pieces I need, but all I need, because I'm going to be building 4 of these boxes basically. One for the bottom, one for the top, and then one for the lid to open up and down. So I went ahead and cut all the cross pieces that I need for that, just to get the basic box built while I had the saw out and had it all going. Now I'm working on drilling some holes so I can put this first box together, and I'm doing that with a pocket jig here. Not sure if you've ever seen one of these before. They're pretty common, so you probably have, but this makes it so you're not having to drill right into the end grain of the board. Here, let me pick this board up. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we're not going to be mounting a board on the end like this and drilling right into the end grain of the board. Instead, you're going to be drilling at an angle through the board into the side of the board, if that makes sense. So anyway, it's a pretty easy setup. Just you set this jig on there, you set the size, it's a 1.5 inch thickness board, and then you know, the drill bit that comes with the kit, you set it to 1.5 inch. It's got a little stopper on here, and I go ahead and clamp it down. You don't have to, but it makes it a little bit easier. And then we just drill a hole. Apparently I need to change my battery, but that's it. Let me get the other side drilled and then we'll go put it on. I'll show you how it works putting it on. All right, so putting these together is pretty easy. I'm using a 2.5 inch, I think it is. Yeah, 2.5 inch decking screw. Did have to get an extension for my drill so it'll reach all the way in there, but it's not too tough. You just set the screw in the hole until it bottoms out. And then let me line my boards up. Not working on a perfectly level surface, so. And then that's it. And that's a sturdy mount. It's not twisting, nothing. It's, well, it twists a little bit, but not bad. Let me tighten that up just a little bit more. There we go. It's in there. Get the other side done and then we'll move on. So I decided to go ahead and put some bracing in here on these sides just to make them a little bit sturdy. I mean, they're pretty sturdy, but I'm going to be dragging this thing around. I don't want it to come apart. So what I did is I just cut these at 45-degree angles to fit in here. I went ahead and pre-drilled the holes straight through so I don't split the wood whenever I drive the screws. And these are 1 5/8? No, 2 1/4 inch screws that I'm putting in here. And they're just going straight in. Okay, get it all lined up where I want it. I think that's good. No? Maybe? And it looks good. All right, so got the base done. I did actually change it up a little bit from what I said initially. I was going to make it 8 foot by 5 foot. I made it 8 foot by 6 foot. Just figured why not give an extra foot. But this thing's sturdy now, so this is good. Now it's too tall for me to grab though. So now I just got to set it off to the side. That could be a problem. I can't reach all the way across. We'll be all right though. And build 3 more just like it. Well, actually 2 more just like it. 1 for the top, 1 for the lid. So I'll get those done. I'm gonna go take a break, eat something real quick, get those knocked out, and then we'll come back and we'll show you what I'm gonna do next. All right, so I got all 3 of my boxes built. It's time to start putting on some of these uprights. This is gonna be, you know, this could be the body of it, and I'll put another box right on top of here if that makes sense. So let's see, I cut these at 34 inches. My hardware cloth that I'm gonna be wrapping this with is 36 inches. So I wanted to give myself about an inch on either side of this board to be able to staple to. So that's what I've done. I've cut it at 34 inches. That gives me about an inch to do. Let's see if I can hold this up and drive a screw down in here at the same time. Clear out that hole a little bit. That sounded like a gunshot. Hope nobody's shooting. Okay, get this all lined up. There we go, 1 on. 3 more to go. Well, and I'll put 2. I'm going to put 2 in the middle here somewhere. I'm not sure where I'm going to put those yet. Well, I say 2. I'll put 1 on either side in the middle, but I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put those yet. It kind of depends on how much sheet metal I have to cover the sides and things with. So let me get the rest of these on, and we'll come back and go from there. Got all these uprights on, and then I realized something. 36 inches is too tall. This is going to be a chicken tractor where I'm reaching through the top, and 36 inches, 3 feet up, I wasn't gonna be able to reach in. So, and this gives me, I mean, I can climb over and climb in if I need to, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I cut it down to 2 foot. These are 22 inches, so it'll be 24, you know, when I get the top on there, and I'll staple the wire on there. I'm gonna have to take some wire back and exchange it and get some 24-inch wire because I got some 36-inch wire. But anyway, these need some braces on them because they're not real sturdy yet. So I'm gonna put some braces on them like so. Basically just yeah, just like that, and brace them so that we don't have to worry about them breaking or falling over. So it'll be like so. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. I'm doing these the same way I did those. I just pre-drilled the holes, 1.25 inches, I think it is, screws. Is it 1.25 inches? Where did my screws go? I'll find out. 2.25 inch. There we go, 2.25 inch screws. Hopefully I have enough. I think I do. So anyway, I'm gonna get that done real quick. And then it'll be time to, it's getting warm out here. I've lost my shades, so working in the sun now. Once I get this done though, it'll be time to go ahead and put the top on. And this is the bulk of the work other than putting the, can't drill, putting the lid on and the wire on itself. That won't be so bad though. Okay, there's one. Well, it's starting to come together now. I am realizing something. I probably made a mistake on. I should have put this top piece on before I put these braces on. I may have to end up backing them out. I'm not real sure, but I'm just going to try to work my way around from one corner to the next and see if I can't get this thing mounted on here. Yeah, I think I got to take these braces off. Live and you learn, right? They'll have to go back on afterwards. I'll just move it out of the way. Maybe move it out of the way. It's a little tricky. Okay. There we go. Now I can put this back on. And it's going to knock everything around when I do it, but that's okay. Actually, I think I'll just come around and do that after I get the rest of these on. Again, like I said, the mistake I made was putting these braces here on before I put this top piece on. I should have put this top piece on, then braced it. I ended up having to take them, loosen them up here at the top, mount the top piece, and then remount them. But it's good and sturdy now. It's not going anywhere. A little bit of bounce in these right here. So I'm going to put another brace straight up, I think, right in here somewhere. We'll see, but right now I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on. This will be the lid, the top of the cage, and we'll see how it fits. Hopefully it fits pretty well. Yeah, so far not bad. A bit shorter on one side, but that's okay. Fits well enough. Let's see where I want it. I think that looks pretty good. See, wherever I want the front, no. Well, no, I'll have to do it the other way, won't I? All right, I think I'll stick a couple of hinges on this, and we'll just call it good. All right, so I got 4 of these hinges to put on, and I think I'll just put them on right here. Get the screws in the bottom. I shouldn't have to pre-drill these. If I can hold on to them, I should be okay. All right, there's the middle. All right. Okay, put another screw in right there. Oh, come on. Dang it. Yeah, that's... Okay, one hinge on. I'll go down to the other end, put one on about the same spot, and then split the difference halfway in between for the other 2. The lid is working. Works just fine. So the plan now is to, I'm gonna go measure. I got some sheet metal I'm gonna put on the top and probably on the back and on the sides, depending on how much I have. We'll see. I got to figure out how much I have first, and then I've got another cross brace I'll put across here once I figure out how much sheet metal I've got, because I don't know how far it's going to reach out here yet, and I want to be able to bolt to that that cross beam that goes across there. So got to figure that out first. I got a couple uprights I'm going to put in, but again, I'm going to figure out how far up each side I'm going to go with that sheet metal first, and then how much each side I'm going to go with hardware cloth. And then I'll put that beam in, that upright in that area, so I can staple to that and mount the sheet metal to that. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. But we got a little bit of weather moving in. I got to take a break for a while, so I'm not sure if I'll get that done today because the weather may move in, the rain may move in before I get it done. So right now I'm just going to move this thing into the backyard, clean up, and call it good for right now. See after I take a little bit of a break and cool off if I have any energy. Otherwise, it'll be finishing it up tomorrow, assuming it's not storming all day. So, watch out, pup. That'll be good enough. It can sit there, give me room to park anyway. Good thing is I can move it, so it's not too heavy to move. And I guess I'll clean up my mess while I'm out here. Well, it's early morning, and it's supposed to rain all day today. We're gonna have a little bit of rain. We got some heavy cloud cover coming in, but I'm gonna try to get some work on this in between the rain and whatnot. Got an inventory of the sheet metal that I've got. I got enough to actually do the entire roof. I could put sheet metal over the entire roof, but I don't think I wanna do that. I think I wanna give them a little bit more ventilation. I've got a roll of 36-inch hardware cloth, so I think what I'm gonna do is do 36 inches of hardware cloth here, 3 feet basically, and then the rest in sheet metal on the top. That'll give them about a 5-foot section, so it'll be 3 feet of wire in the front, and then 5 feet of sheet metal as a roof to give them protection from the rain and those kinds of things. And I think that'll be fine. I think it's more important to have a little bit more ventilation in here than it is to give them all kinds of weather protection. Also, I think if I cover that up, it's gonna be awful dark in here. I think I'm gonna go halfway on the sides with the sheet metal, 4 foot. So that'll give me 4 foot sheet metal, 4 foot wire. The front will all be hardware cloth. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I contemplated doing the whole side in hardware cloth, but I do wanna give them some protection, some way to get out of the wind and the rain and those kinds of things if we get bad weather. I don't want them to be stuck out in it. So I think 4 foot will be just fine. So I've got all my boards already cut and drilled. I did all that yesterday, so I wouldn't have to mess with it today. Just ran out of steam yesterday. It was kind of an all-day project. So let's see, I'm gonna measure down from the end here. Let's see, let me get these boards out of the way. And I've got these cross posts I'm gonna put in, so I'll have somewhere to, I can't do the two things at one time. These cross posts I'm gonna put in, I'm gonna put one in right here where the sheet metal will end, the hardware cloth will start. That gives me somewhere to screw my sheet metal down to and to staple my hardware cloth to. And I'll do another one back here somewhere. I'm not sure where that'll be yet. I'll probably just split the difference between these two, and that'll give me somewhere to screw my sheet metal to. I'm gonna have to use 3. My sheet metal's a little over 2 feet. This is 6 feet wide. So 3 sheets of sheet metal. The ones on the side will be able to screw into the side right here, but the one in the middle, it doesn't have any kind of side bracing. So I think 2 areas for it to screw into, plus the back, I think that's gonna be just fine. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. So, where's my pencil? Let me make a mark here. Let's see, I want 36 inches to be right in the middle of, isn't that right? 36 inches, if I go in the middle there. Yeah, that'll work. Maybe I do need a clamp. That looks good. Ugh. Dadgummit. Tell you what, it's one thing after another. That side's on. We'll put this side on. There we go. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. All right, now I gotta figure out where I want the other one. All right, well, we got a little bit of a break in the rain, and I got the right size hardware cloth, so I need to get on this thing, get it finished up before it starts raining on me again. We'll just do it in little bits and pieces, I guess. Where do I want to cut here? All right, so finally got that unraveled. I'm just gonna roll it on. I got 25 feet here, so it should be enough to go all the way around, have some excess, but I'm gonna start over here, staple it on, work my way around, and then just cut off whenever I'm done, instead of trying to measure it and cut it beforehand. I always like to wear gloves when I'm handling this stuff because it is very sharp. Let's get this all lined up where I want it. Just roll out some extra. There we go. And let's lift it up a little bit. That'll work. And it doesn't need to be quite that far. Yep, right there. First staple in. Well, it's all finished up. The only thing I haven't done is I haven't put a latch on this lid here. I don't think I'll need it. I mean, I bought a latch to to close it right there, to latch it closed, I guess. But I don't think I'll need it. The lid's heavy enough. I don't know, maybe. I guess a really anxious or really determined raccoon might be able to work his way in there, but I don't know. Anyway, I might go back and put this latch on it. It's just a swivel latch. You know, it latches down over it, swivels to close it. So I'll put it, you know, right here if I need to. But other than that, it is finished up. So let me open it up here. I did tie a rope on, just a piece of paracord onto the bottom. Much easier to move it when it's tied to the bottom than when it's tied to the top. So to move it, I'll show you. I just put this piece of PVC for a handle, and just drag it. It's really not that hard. Let me turn the camera because I dragged it off camera, didn't I? All right, so show you how this is gonna work. Just open it up, and I've got a piece of PVC here that I can use to prop the door open there. I can prop it up here if I want to. There we go, propped open. So we can see inside there pretty well, pretty easily. Get the camera in here a little bit closer and I'll show you. So there's the inside. You might be able to see I dug up some dirt on the way back here, dragging it. I drug it all the way from my backyard all the way back here. That was a little bit of a workout, but just moving it one length of the tractor is not that bad at all. So I think this is going to work out pretty well. Let's put the lid down here. I will tell you guys, this is loosely based off of Living Traditions design. In fact, it may be the exact same thing. It's been a while since I watched their video, but I did watch a video where they built some new chicken tractors, pretty similar to this. Like I said, it may be exactly like this, I don't know. But I did like the idea of the way they built those, so I kind of had that in my mind when I started this project. So if you've seen their videos, if you've seen Living Traditions videos, and if you haven't, go check out their channel. They've got a great channel. They are true homesteaders. That's what they do full time, and they're not too far from me here in Southwest Missouri. Great people, really good-hearted people, so worth going and checking out their channel. You'll see their chicken tractors, like I said, are pretty much exactly the same as this. So that's kind of where I got the idea for this one. Honestly, you know, lots of different chicken tractors. They're all pretty close to the same. But this will work. This will be 25, well, I guess 24, because we lost one meat birds in here. Probably next weekend. They're going to be coming out here pretty quick. The only thing I'm going to need to do is put food and water in here, which will be easy enough when it's time. And we'll come back and do videos on that stuff whenever it's time. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. As always, God bless.